Unlock your potential today at skillbakery.com.
Welcome to day 2. Yesterday we created our first embedding. Today we make the environment variable setup clean and secure. Never put your real OpenAPI key directly in the code. If you push that to GitHub, anyone can steal your credits. We already created a .env file yesterday. Now let's make it even better. So here we have our .env file which contains our OpenAI API key. In order to access it, in our first lecture, we had imported path and file URL to path along with these .env imports. And we printed this debug information, which kind of ensured that we are able to read the key from the .env file. Here what I've done is I have now assigned this particular OpenAI API key to a constant API key variable. And then we are checking it over here. If API key doesn't exist at all, we can simply go ahead and say OpenAI API key is missing. Please create a .env file and your key like this. So we have OpenAPI key, sk your key here. So we are basically giving them the template of how this is going to be there in the .env file. And this is going to kick in if I go ahead and rename the file .env to envx. This is going to get called. And if the API key exists, but it does not start with sk dash, then also we have this message coming up. So basically we are trying to check two things, that the env is there. We have a key value pair in env and the key value pair is a valid one. So these two checks are there to confirm that. And once everything is in place, we can go ahead and print this message saying environment variables loaded successfully. Along with that, we also created this .getignore file. And inside this, what we have done is we have written two things. Node modules directory needs to be getignored and .env file. So we are not committing our env file by mistake. And here you'll notice that when the API key is not there, that is the env file is not found, this is stopping the program then and there. And same is the case with this as well. So if the env file even exists, but it does not have the proper key value pair defined in the env file, then also the program exits. So one other thing that I have done over here is to ensure that we have the env file in the directory. So over here you can see we renamed it to envx. So over here I am just ensuring that the directory has the file env, and if the file doesn't exist, we are simply exiting it. If you do not have this check in place, there is a possibility that this .env package will look for a file with .env, and if it's not going to find it within the directory, it is going to inject a 0 variable, and that might return with some value. And this could be from previously exported in the same terminal or PowerShell sessions, or you might have set it in Windows user or system environment variables. You might have injected by your IDE, that is the Visual Studio Code that we're talking about, or you could have loaded it earlier by another tool or a previous .env call. So that might give you the API key, but it could be an invalid one. So just to avoid all those scenarios, what we need to do is ensure that our file with .env extension exists in the directory that we are working in. Now that has been taken care of. If I go ahead and run this, you'll notice that it is saying that it is looking for .env file, but this was not found, and the program stops then and there. Now let's rename this file back to env. And as you can see, I have removed everything from this, so it's an empty file now. Now if I go ahead and run this one, you can see that it has now picked up a different API key, which is not there in the .env file, but as I mentioned, previously imported in the terminal in Visual Studio Code, and that is what it is picking up. If you notice over here, it is injecting it env0 from .env, and this env is, as you can see, not the one that we are looking at right now. And then you get this invalid API key response in that case. Now what we need to do is, ensure that we have our env file with some data in it. So let's do that. What we'll do is we'll copy this particular thing that we had in our console error. So let's go ahead and copy it from here and paste it. And what I'll do is I'll just change the value over here like this. Now go ahead and clear the screen, and this time let's run it and see the output. So here you can see that it says OpenAI API key does not look valid. If you notice, this is the check that is getting called, and the process stops then and there. So this way you can see that you are able to control the API key's existence and its validity as well, as far as its syntax is concerned. And once everything is done, you can just go ahead and run it one more time to see that the environment variables have been loaded successfully, and down below you get the embedding result as well. So this is the professional way to handle secrets, and from now on, every new file we create will reuse the same clean pattern.
If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.